भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जायमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नष्टकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। नमो पंकजनाभाय नमो पंकजमालिनी नमो पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजांग्रहे। हरे कृष्णा। So, am I audible, Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes. So I will continue. So today we have taken this verse from Bhagavatam, first canto, first chapter, third verse. It's a very important verse. And today's subject of discussion is the sweetness of Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam has got all the qualities. It is great, but at the same time, it is sweet. So,
hello.
Haribol, you can hear me, no? So, Bhagavatam is very sweet. So, today we will discuss from this shloka how sweet is Bhagavatam. Before that, we'll just recite Mangala Charan. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakya Chakshurmiltam Ena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Ena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamyaham Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurum Vaishnavancha Sri Rupam Sagrajata Sahagana Raghunathan Vitanta Sanjeevam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakan Vitancha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami iti namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pachatya Desha Tarine Vancha Kalpatru Vyasya Krupa Sindubhaya Vacha Patitanam Pavanubhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we will read this third shloka of first canto, first chapter. Nigamakkalpataro galitam phalam sukhamukhat amritam sayutam pibata bhagavatam rasamalay malayam muhurho rasika bhuvi bhavuka. Word to word translation. Nigama, the Vedic literatures. Kalpataro, the desire tree. Galitam, fully matured, Phalam, fruit, Shuka, Srila Sukdev Goswami, the original speaker of Srimad Bhagavatam. Mukhat, from the lips of Amrita, nectar. Drava, semi-solid and soft, and therefore easily swallowable. Samyutam, perfect in all respects. Pibata, do relish it. Bhagavatam, the book dealing in the science of the eternal relationship with the Lord. Rasam, juice, that which is relishable. Alayam, until liberation, or even in liberated condition. Muhu, always. Aho, oh. Rasika, those who are full in knowledge and of mellows. Bhuvi, on the earth. Bhuvika, expert and thoughtful. Translation, O expert and thoughtful man, relish Srimad Bhagavatam, the mature fruit of the desired tree of Vedic literature. It emanated from the lips of Sri Sukdev Goswami. Therefore, this fruit has become even more tasteful, although its nectarian juice was already relishable for all, including liberated souls. So, first of all, let me thank all for joining today's class. Actually, I have no qualification nor capacity to read Bhagavatam, leave alone explain Bhagavatam, understand Bhagavatam. But since हमारे श्रीमान परम दयाल प्रभु जी called me and told me you give Bhagavatam class, तो जब भी एक भक्त दूसरे को जब सेवा का मौका देते हैं, when he gives a chance for seva, he also gives mercy along with that. He empowers. So it is not my on my strength that I am reading this Bhagavatam. It is on the strength of the Vaishnavas who has given this empowerment to me, this qualification. Otherwise, I don't have any qualification, no capacity to read Bhagavatam and to understand Bhagavatam and explain Bhagavatam. It is a very and this I'm not saying just because I want to tell this, but it is my realization. Unless and until there is a mercy of the Vaishnava, we can't do anything. We can't go ahead even an inch. So it is only because your mercy, and my only qualification is that I'm connected to this Prabhupada's movement. Only because we are connected, we all have come together and connected to this movement of Srila Prabhupada. We are somehow can say something and explain some aspects of Bhagavatam. Otherwise, there is no hope for us, or at least for me. So this today's shloka is very, very important. In fact, the sweetness of Bhagavatam has started right from beginning of Bhagavatam itself, right from the first shloka. Of course, Bhagavatam is sweet everywhere. Sweetness has started from the third shloka. And first shloka of Bhagavatam relates to the greatness of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. How great is Lord, how great is the Lord, and see first sloka. And second sloka speaks about the greatness of Bhagavatam. And also it gives us the actual dharma. Prabhupada writes in the purport of the second shloka that Bhagavatam is a pure science, and at the beginning only, the cheating religion, the religion which gives the material aspects of life, uh, material attachment, which increases our material attachment, those type of religion has been completely rejected, the cheating religion. And what is the highest religion? The Bhagavad Dharma, the surrendering to Lord Krishna. That is the essence of this second sloka. And the third sloka, the essence is the sweetness of Bhagavatam. Unless and until these two aspects are there, the sweetness and the greatness, we cannot relate with Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam is great, and at the same time, Bhagavatam is sweet. Greatness, we may not be able to relate to something great. We may desist from having a relationship with something great because we are a little bit cautious. But when something is very sweet, there is a sweet relationship between that person or that entity. Of course, Bhagavatam and Lord Krishna are non-different. Bhagavatam is a literary incarnation of Krishna. So unless and until there is a sweetness in that, unless and until there is a rasa, we cannot relate to that entity, to Bhagavatam. So what does that shloka say? Third shloka. Nigama kalpataru. Nigam means the Vedic literature. Nigama kalpataror galitam phalam. The Vedic literature, all the Vedic literature, the Vedas and all the Puranas, the Itihasa, everything is compared to the kalpataru, that is the desire tree. And the fruit of this desire tree has been compared to Bhagavatam. Now see, the Vedic literature has everything in that. The material things are also there. Like for example, Jyotish Shastra. It's also included in our Vedic literature. Dhanurvidya or say Ayurveda. These are all material sciences. But at the same time, there is also a Bhagavad Dharma, how we can connect to the Supreme Lord Krishna, how we can develop our relationship, a sweet relationship with the Lord. That is also there. Now, this material connection of this desire tree, many people are entangled in this and they forget or somehow they miss this sweet fruit, the galitam phalam. Galitam means galitam. It is translated as fully matured, and drava means semi-solid. Now this galitam phalam is a unique word in Sanskrit. Many words in Sanskrit are, however, translated, but they don't come very near to that word. So if we want to understand the real meaning of that, then we will have to understand it from the acharyas. So our acharyas say it is fully ripe, a fruit with no seed, with no covering. There is no chilka. So how does it uh, look like, and how does it taste like? So that is the sweetness of Bhagavatam. So it's a ripened fruit. It's a ripened fruit. And all this Vedic literature, they also deal with mundane subjects. As I've said just now, that it's also related with um, Ayurveda, Dhanurveda, and so many material uh, education, material knowledge. So in that sloka, we have to understand what is ultimately good for us. Now see, the greatness of Bhagavatam is such that even a hard-hearted person, that person's heart can be transformed. If we can surrender, if we can read Bhagavatam in a surrendered mood, in a mood of uh, surrender, then we can get material benefits. At the same time, we can get uh, the spiritual benefits. Both benefits are uh, available to us. So I remember one incident here. Uh, when we say, when you connect to the Lord, when we connect to the Vedic literature like Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, when we read them, when we chant in a very submissive mood, then we get everything in this world. All our wishes, all our desires, whether it is material or whether it is um, spiritual, they are uh, they are available to us. We get them. So I remember one incident recently happened when I had gone somewhere, some place, and somebody said that I'm connected to ISKCON and all those things, that I read Bhagavad Gita, then I chant and all so many things. And then I said, yes, I do this because it gives everything in your life. It fulfills all your desires. And then I was telling how great is Bhagavad Gita, how great is Bhagavatam, and how great is that chanting is great. Of course, I know how we are struggling with all this sadhana, but at the same time, uh, it also gives us a lot of satisfaction and lot of um, benefits. So I was just telling, and there was one girl, a college-going girl among some people, and we were relaxing actually after that function. We were just relaxing. So that girl asked me, "Will you give everything?" I said, "Yes, everything," because Krishna promises in Bhagavad Gita that he gives everything, whatever uh, material, whatever spiritual desires are there, those will be fulfilled by him. So I said, yes, 100%. So if I follow all those things, reading Bhagavad Gita, chanting the holy names, will it change my color of the skin? will I become white? I said, yes, definitely you will become white. So she was little bit hesitant, like. Then I said, see, you will become white from, even if you doesn't become white from outside, from inside you will become white. So the intention of telling this is that after reading Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, everything is available to us. Everything. So this fruit is such that it can be just gulped. Drava means it semi-solid and soft, therefore easily swallowable. Uh, I'll just go through some few points in that purport, Bhaktivedanta purport, in that mm, second paragraph. Regulated knowledge involves a gradual raising of the living entity to the spiritual platform, and the highest spiritual realization is knowledge that the personality of Godhead is the reservoir of all spiritual taste or rasas. Now at present, we don't have that much of taste. That much of taste we don't have. When we chant, we don't have that taste. When we read Bhagavad Gita, we don't have taste. When we read Bhagavatam, we don't have taste. 15 minutes, half an hour we read, we are tired. So, but unless and until we continue in this process, we are not going to get to our ultimate goal of uh, getting our realization. So, Prabhupada writes here, it is personality of Godhead is the reservoir of all spiritual tastes and rasas. Rasas, if you want to translate, then it is a taste. Rasa is also a taste. So unless and until we continue steadfastly in our sadhana, our day-to-day sadhana, chanting of the holy name, reading Bhagavad Gita, reading Bhagavatam, listening to acharyas, listening to our senior devotees, we will not get that taste. So there are so many rasas has been described in 12 rasas basically. They are described in Vedic literature, and among them 5 rasas are most important. And those 5 rasas are Shanta rasa, Dasya rasa, Sakya rasa, Vatsalya rasa, and Shringar or Madhurya rasa. So these rasas has been described in detail by Prabhupada in the purport. And in any one rasa, in any one ras, we can develop a relationship with the Supreme Lord, Krishna. And that relationship goes on increasing, and then one day we will get that taste. Although at present we may not enjoy our chanting, our reading of Bhagavad Gita, our reading of Bhagavatam, listening to discourses on Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, we may not be able to relish it to that extent, but to the day will come when we will realize all those things, because only one condition is that we have to never leave this connection to Krishna and the movement. Unless and until we are connected, we will definitely achieve this, our goal. Prabhupada writes further, therefore, the rasas were originally exchanged between the spiritual living beings and the spiritual whole, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The spiritual exchange of or rasa is fully exhibited in spiritual existence between living beings and the Supreme Lord. Now, these rasas have been we have been doing exchanging this relationship with material things. We also get that rasa when we material things, we develop rasa with material things. We also get the rasa. We can taste those sweetness of those rasas, but that rasa goes on diminishing, and one day those rasas become uh, completely negative. But in spiritual rasa, when we develop a relationship with the Supreme Lord, that goes on increasing, and one the day will come, then we are completely devoid of all our anathas in our heart, and those rasas will be completely uh, uh, fulfill all our desires, spiritual desires, and we will completely get rid of our material desires. Uh, when a ripened fruit is cut by the red beak of such birds, its sweet flavor is enhanced. Whose uh, the fruit, which is the fruit which is touched by the beak of parrot. Shuka means parrot, and Shuka means also Shukdev Goswami. And when it is touched, the sweetness of that uh, fruit is enhanced. It is also increased. So it is compared to the recitation of Bhagavatam by Shukdev Goswami to Parikshit Maharaj. Now, this very important aspect is that we have to follow the parampara. Any Vedic knowledge, for that matter, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, or any other literature, when we get connected to those literature, we should follow a disciplined succession. Brahma gave the knowledge to Narad Muni. Narad Muni gave it to Vyasdev. Vyasdev to Shukdev Goswami to Parikshit Maharaj. Then it came down to us, to Prabhupada, and the disciplined succession in between. So it should be, Prabhupada writes here, the Vedic fruit, which is mature and ripe in knowledge, is spoken through the lips of Srila Sukdev Goswami, who is compared to the parrot not for his ability to recite the Bhagavatam exactly as he heard it from his learned father, but for his ability to present the work in a manner that would appeal to all the classes of men. Now see, Sukdev Goswami has come in disciplic succession. He's not only because his greatness is not only because he is repeating what he has heard from his father Vyasdev, his guru Vyasdev, but because he has given this Bhagavatam as it is to us, which is also appealing to the classes of men, even appealing to the classes of men who are in this Kali Yuga. No other literature other than Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, is capable of transforming the hearts of Kali Yuga man or woman for that matter. So only this Vedic literature, which is explaining, which is uh, giving us the relationship with the Supreme Lord, are capable of transforming our hearts. This chanting of the holy name, reading of Bhagavatam, associating with the pure devotees of the Lord, these are the few things which we have to do on a larger scale. We have to increase it day by day. Reading of the Bhagavatam, very important. Even if we don't like it, we have to do it. Of course, I am saying this out because I have not realized all these things. But because our seniors are saying like this, and I fully uh, uh, understand their realization. I can say that they want us to increase our sadhana, increase our attachment to Krishna, our uh, sadhana should be strong. Unless and until we have a strong sadhana, we will not be able to overcome all those anartha in our heart. So Prabhupada writes here that here Sukdev Goswami has also made it uh, work in a manner that would appeal to all classes of men. It is also attractive to all classes of men in Kali Yuga. But Prabhupada further warns us that we should not hear this Bhagavatam, or for that matter, any other literature, any other Vedic literature, commentaries on any other literature from uh, professional readers of Bhagavatam, professional readers of Vedic literature, because their main aim is to live on the earnings of those those uh, whatever they get from the reading of Bhagavatam, recitation of Bhagavatam. They want to live a life of comfortable life, and their main aim is not to transform the hearts of the people who have come to hear those Bhagavatam. Their main aim is to get some money and enjoy their senses. That is their meaning. So Prabhupada wants us here, a professional man who makes a business out of reciting the Bhagavatam illegally is certainly not a representative of Sukdev Goswami. Such a man's business is only to earn his livelihood. Therefore, one should refrain from hearing the lectures of such professional men. These are very important things. Many a times, it so happens that we listen to many um, so-called Bhagavatam reciters, which are very easily available nowadays on TV. So Prabhupada says, although they may sound very nice, they may act very nice, uh, they may give you the so many other very attractive things. They may erect so many dramas, but be careful and don't listen to the persons who are only reciting Bhagavatam for the sake of earning, and we should follow in the footsteps of the realized souls, uh, the souls who have come in disciplic succession. There is no dearth of uh, lectures available from uh, Prabhupada's moment, ISKCON. Everything is available. This lifetime is not sufficient to even, I think, many lifetimes are not sufficient to uh, to go through all those literatures available uh, on the net given by our acharyas and our senior devotees. So Prabhupada wants here uh, so lastly, Prabhupada says that Bhagavatam is so carefully presented that a sincere and serious person can at once enjoy the ripened fruit of Vedic knowledge simply by drinking the nectarian juice through the mouth of Sukdev Goswami or his bona fide representatives. So we have to read this Bhagavatam. Maybe it is a difficult task, but if we can make a small endeavor on a daily basis, it definitely can take us to a ultimate goal, and we can develop a very very sweet relationship with the Supreme Lord. So thank you very much for tolerating me. I must have made so many mistakes. So please forgive me for that. And I was not qualified for that. But since my seniors have given me some instructions, I have to follow them. I've done it to my capacity. So thank you very much, Hare Krishna. So if there is any question, please another 2 minutes.
Hare Krishna, Dandapriji.
Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji. Thank you.
Given a wonderful class, your realization.
Guiding me, Prabhuji.
Really admiring you because you are the first to go on to take this process seriously, and you have been seriously cultivating people. Also, very nice of you, Prabhuji. Spend so much energy and time for all of us.
Hari.
More responsibility you're taking.
Indeed. Yeah. So my mistakes were there, Prabhuji. So many things were there, and my mind is also not stable. So many things are cropping up. So many things are going on in life. So it is not easy to concentrate on our sadhana. But as Prabhupada said, and our acharyas and our seniors are saying, that we should somehow or the other get connected to this literature, which is going to give us the ultimate goal of life. So somehow we are struggling in life. With all your blessings, we can do something. But one realization is that, Prabhuji, we should never, as you said, we should be very drid, means very strong in our sadhana. I was listening to some very senior devotees, said unless and until sadhanas are there, Srimadh Krishnanand Prabhuji was that day saying in some other lecture, not in Alfred Plaza, that unless and until our sadhana is perfect, our sadhana is very strong, we cannot progress. And he was giving the example of 1986. There was a World Science Congress, Science and Theology. There was some in a Jew temple or something like that. And then he said that all the devotees were so engrossed and they were so engaged in service that they forgot their sadhana. They postponed their sadhana. Tomorrow we'll do, day after tomorrow we'll do. But this is important for it. But what happened is that that conference was successful. That's what he said. Conference was successful, but those people who did not do their sadhana perfectly well, they left the movement. So this is what happens. Our sadhana is so important that we have to be very strong, very grounded in sadhana. Of course, I don't have qualification to say these, but since these are all things which are beneficial to us, so these are the things which we have to strive again and again in our mind. Unless and until we strive to this thing, it will not be possible for us to read Bhagavatam, to do our chanting perfectly well, at least to our little bit of satisfaction. And we should satisfy our senior devotees, our guru, our acharyas.